Hello, hello. How are you all doing out there? Jim, you want to take Skype lessons, but you're too intimidated. What are you thinking, man? You don't have to be intimidated. Just come hang out, take some Skype lessons. Although, full disclosure, there is a waiting list for Skype lessons, and we're planning on doing something about that. I won't share too many details, but there are updates coming soon. But really, I take students of all kinds of different levels, so you don't have to feel intimidated. How are you all doing this morning? I know there's a couple people watching. What? There's 8 of us? There's 10 of us? Type something in the chat. Let me know you're there. I'm just streaming in the middle of the day because I got a break in and students to teach. I don't have anything to do right now. I figured I'd live stream for a second. Maybe we transcribe something. All right. So let's take a look at this cold on the shoulder break. Hey Joe, what's up? Hey Joe, thanks for being a member too. Steven, you're leaving. What, do you have to work or something? Well, you just don't hang out on YouTube all day? Oh man, everyone's tuning in. Great. Good to see you all. Glad you're all hanging out. Bradley's off to work too. I get it, man. Coffee in hand. I'm with you. I know you're all probably working. I just, like I said earlier, I got a break between students, so I figured I'd hang out, maybe transcribe some stuff. Hey Joe, you want to do me a favor? Do you want to see if you can use one of those custom emotes? I haven't seen anyone use one yet. I don't know what you do to have to do that. Oh, this is exciting. That's cool. Oh, they don't show up in the chat replay down there, but they show up in the chat. That's cool. We all learned something today. We learned about the custom emojis. That is the funniest thing, to see a weird little cartoon version of my face waving. That's hopefully we don't do too much of that. Just enough, you know. Got a question about definition of jazz grass. What exactly is it? Yeah, you know, that's an interesting thing. I think a lot of the chord work and lead work gets pretty mixed, and we get that jazz and grass kind of sound. That's actually the name of an Instagram account that I ran with my friend, where we would post daily guitar licks, right? And we would post jazz licks and bluegrass guitar licks, and we never really got into blurring the line. We mostly just stuck in our own lane. But yeah, I think the line gets drawn mostly in the harmony. Think about chord changes. As soon as you have more chord changes, you can't really improvise it over it like it's bluegrass. You have to improvise over it like it's jazz. Thanks for all your hard work. Hey, thanks for watching, Warren. Let's see, Steven. Yep, just tiled the floor and now running electric and hanging doors at another job. Oh, man. Yeah, well, at least you're not doing drywall. Look at those emojis. I love it. The big bad billy goat, the flaming guitar. What's my favorite guitar? You know, my favorite guitar right now is the one that I'm playing in most of my videos, and that's this D35. Oh, it's messing with the green screen. It's a 1969, I believe, and it's actually a friend's grandfather's. Oh, and I bang it on something live. Beautiful. But yeah, it's Grandpa Arthur's, and he's sort of on indefinite loan. I'm taking care of this guitar. Anyway, did drywall yesterday. That's good. Maybe today will be easier. See you later, Steven. All right, everyone. Glad you're all hanging out. Who wants to listen to some Tony Rice with me? Yeah? Huh? Let's do it. So listen to this kickoff. I was actually listening to it a second ago. But here we go. Turning that up for you guys out there. Can you hear that okay?
All you need is time.
Alright, let's talk about this break, folks. What do y'all hear?
All you need is time.
And there's this kickoff, there's this drone thing, there's lots going on there. I'm excited to get into that and transcribe that. Alright, what we got? Have I ever tried out a Blue Ridge guitar? I have played some Blue Ridge guitars. You know, I hate to be just that guy, but I do really love Martins, and I mostly play Martins. I've played a lot of other things that are really good, but I do enjoy Martins. Jim asks, where are you educated musically? Yeah, man, mostly self-taught. I had a hard time getting into music school because I have a hearing loss, and I talked about that in the Ask Me Anything video, but I wear hearing aids. I've worn hearing aids since I was 6. It made my audition process kind of difficult, and I kind of gave up, honestly. It's kind of my fault that I didn't get in, and so I asked some friends that went to music school, and I was like, hey, will you give me lessons? Will you teach me how music works? And I paid my friends to give me an education. Whoever said B flat, you're right. Capo 3rd fret if you're following along at home. Cool. All right, I want to listen to this just one more time. Maybe let's just do it like in slow motion. So kickoff phrase, we're going into a drone. Going into those bluesy licks I talked about in the last video. Second position, minor pentatonic step, so around 3rd fret. Kind of a re-kickoff, playing over the D chord now. Those hot licks again. Sort of like a backwards G run before we hit stop time.
All you need is...
I think this is very doable. Alright, here we go. Cool. By the way, I hope you guys are enjoying all of this new streaming setup. I tried to make things look pretty the other day. I actually did it weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to stream. So yeah, I hope you like the way this looks. Let's listen to this kick. Oh, not a good start. What's happening over there? Keep the questions coming. You're welcome to keep asking things. It sounds like a slide up to 5th fret. I don't know where it starts from. Maybe it starts from 3. So I view this as like the kickoff phrase. This is like beforehand. Maybe that note is a little bit ghosted. And this is actually the start of the guitar break. Like the true beginning of it. That's also going to be a G chord, so maybe we can put in our first chord marking here. Can also put in the song title too if we were feeling good. There we go. Oh, it looks great. Looks great. I've only written down like 6 notes, man. But thank you, Don. Thanks, Peter. All right, let's keep listening. Oh. So it feels like maybe this one keeps ringing before he hits that open. He kind of goes back and forth. What do you guys think? Actually, you hear it really quietly, don't you? Maybe that's in there, and this is like ghosted or something. We'll fix this. If I've written down whether it's open or fretted, we'll go back and get that right. Let's listen again. Actually, I can already tell. It feels swapped. It feels maybe like it's like this to me. It's like the most pedantic thing we're arguing about which specific note is being played in this moment. Yeah. Just trying to catch up on the chat when I can, you know. All right. Let's listen to the next measure. Something like that. Don't y'all judge me when I'm doing this live. Go back and we make it better. All right, James. I see you started a channel. We'll check it out. Everyone go check out James's channel. Let's see here. Peter's loving the streaming setup. I got it. You were saying the tab looked good, or I misunderstood you. We get it. I got there. Not a very smart guy. Let's get to the cool stuff. Should probably play along a little bit. You know, I remember the last time I did a live stream that the sync wasn't good when I played my guitar back along with the recording. Maybe someone can confirm or deny that. Does it sound like I'm playing in time? I don't think that works out on your end. Maybe that. It sounds like there's a hammer-on going on right there. Maybe something like that. Because he's about to go into this kind of standard phase. Maybe I'll write that as 16th notes. Not synced. Yeah, Don. I gotta figure that out sometime. That's a mystery for another time. Hey Matthew, thanks for watching from the UK. What time is it over there? What are you guys, like 5 hours? Something like that? One day we'll get it synced. Um, 4:30 p.m. right now. Yeah, that makes sense. That's 5 hours. 5 hours ahead, if anyone doesn't know which way the world spins. The only reason I know that is because I've taught students across the pond. I'll tell you who the scheduling is the worst with is the Australians. So hard to schedule a lesson. It's either super early in the morning or super late at night. That's the only time where something really lines up. So I teach at the end of my day. I teach lessons in Australia, and then it's the morning for them of the next day. Maestro, on B flat, does F minor arpeggio work over this? It's kind of an interesting question that you're asking. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. Let's pretend we got no capo on right here. If we had just a normal B flat chord right here, and this is how we're thinking, we'll put it on new line. The big approaches that we'd want to take to improvising over this is either playing the B flat major pentatonic. So we could play something like that. Don't worry, I'll make this look pretty. So this would be B flat chord with B flat major pentatonic. Or you could play sort of bluesy stuff over this. It doesn't just have to be like the major option. And that gets a little more tricky to describe, so I'm not quite gonna go there, but that's actually what we see in a lot of this Tony Rice break, where he's playing like blues over that. This is what I would expect. So when you asked would F minor arpeggio work, the F minor arpeggio is similar to this. It's not quite this. What else we got going on here? Yeah, man. Tony Rice sings Gordon Lightfoot. That's a great like compilation album, right? It's got his Gordon Lightfoot tracks from all over the place in it, if I remember correctly. I'm definitely still doing lessons. There is a wait list right now, and I think it's around 40 people long, and we're actually doing some things to keep that wait list moving. And I'll have more news about that soon. I'm just not talking about it yet. Do you think it's a good idea to learn mandolin licks on guitar? Yeah, totally. There's lots of things that you can learn that would help your guitar playing. Most people don't spend the time to do them. I spend a lot of time learning like Scruggs style banjo licks for guitar. There's a video on my YouTube channel of me playing Foggy Mountain Special, sort of note for note, like Earl Scruggs. This is a great TR kickoff too. This is, believe it or not, this is one that I haven't spent a ton of time with. And I've listened to the song a million times, but I've never tried to play it, so it's fun to just look at it. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep listening. How did he do that? Sorry, I didn't hear that right. Something like that. We got another measure, folks. Yeah, right. There's definitely moments where you could mix and match our arpeggios with keys, but think about this. If you're playing in the key of B flat, let's do another mind experiment here. So let's ignore B flat for a second. Let's just talk about all keys in general, and let's do that using a G chord. If we take like we're in the key of G, the most popular chords are going to be 1, 4, and 5. We're going to expect C, G, C, and D basically. And when we look at these chords, they all have major pentatonic scales that make a lot of sense over them. So like G major pentatonic is something like this, something that we've talked about a million times on this channel. And then the C major pentatonic scale would look like this. And each one of these pentatonic scales contains the arpeggio for that chord. And then that D major pentatonic scale would look like this. Whoops. I don't know. I'll write it like this. There's a bunch of different ways to write that D major pentatonic scale if you didn't know that. So these are our three scales. And if I take these three scales and I start combining them, something really interesting happens. And I'll show you right here. Whoops. So if I take these scales and I combine them, I end up with actually the full G major scale. And that happens when I take a combination of all these. So I got open 3, I got open 3, and I got open 2. So combining all of them, I would get open 2, 3. And I do that for every single string. And as I go through that, look, I end up with the full G major scale. So asking a question like that, like, will this arpeggio work over this key? Well, really, it has to do with how things relate back to the parent key. In this case, G major has these three chords. These pentatonic scales end up making the G major scale. That's really interesting information. Almost like this is the big palette, the G major scale. These are the notes that work over its specific chords, and these are the specific chords. There's kind of a hierarchy here that's really interesting. So if you're going to start improvising or thinking about how to play over the tune, the first thing that you might do is look at this basic hierarchy and make sure that you understand it. Then after that, you can add in all kinds of other crazy stuff to create unique sounds. But this will be like the safest sounds. Does that make sense to everyone? Music theory lesson. Just popping off. All right. So let's keep listening. Sounds like that kind of thing. I think I heard that. What, flat 5 right there? Oh, some of this might be a little questionable, but that's okay. None of you are going to judge me. You'll all judge me. You guys are welcome to ask those questions too. I love answering those questions. If there's anything that seems tricky to you, I'm happy to help out. There's kind of this like secret note fascination that a lot of improvisers get into, where they start playing and they're looking for interesting things to play, and they think that there's like the note that they don't know, or the like secret lick that they don't know. Like, I gotta find this thing, suddenly my playing will be interesting. And that's not a great way to look at playing, because if you can't do a lot with a little, I mean, this is just never gonna work out. You need to learn how to make creative things with the tools that you have instead of looking for more tools. Like if you were, I don't know, if you were laying drywall like our previous commenter was, Steven. You know, if someone's like, you know, here's this screwdriver, learn how to work the screwdriver, and you're like, man, this screwdriver is, that's lame. You're gonna give me like a bandsaw. You're not gonna fix your problem. Oh yeah, Harrison, you got an order that's still out. I looked at that briefly the other day, man. I got started on that. That is a crazy little thing. If I get real struck, I'll probably just call up Trey. Trey, how'd you play this? Maybe he'll tell me. What are the Tony-isms that I see here? Yeah, that's a great question. So when you look at these kickoffs, a lot of players leave a full rest on beat 1. So this little tiny note right there, a lot of people wouldn't play that. They would just feel rest, rest, just real straight, right? But Tony always puts in this little, almost like a little hiccup before it starts. Rest. There it is. It's really neat. A lot of people do it to copy Tony now. But it's just like a tiny little detail that I always notice in his kickoffs. He always starts on the and. He never starts right on beat 2. The more obvious ones to most people would be these kind of licks. Especially that little pull off right there. Oh man, that sounds like Tony. My guitar is making my green screen freak out. This small phrasing section, this little backstepping idea, where he descends down and then he pops back up. This is something we see Tony do over and over and over again. He'll do it major too. It's interesting, you know, you just see these over and over and over again. They become very recognizable to you. Well, I'm not going to go through super slowly to see if every single one of these notes is exactly right. So it's sort of a broad thing, and maybe when I put it on the website, I'll make sure it's perfect. But I'm just having fun talking to you guys. Alright, ba-doo-da-doo-da-doo. Once again, there's a little detail in there that's kind of hard to hear. Maybe he's got like a ghosted note right here. I'm not too worried about it. It's crazy to me that I've never played that, and I've heard him play it so many times. You know, does anyone... Speaking of the Jazz and Grass Instagram account, I mentioned it earlier. I think I did do part of this as a lick on that account. I'm not sure any of you would remember that, but I think one time I did do the ending lick. This is kind of a syncopated thing. You see how I actually wrote eighth notes all up here, but the rhythm is much more syncopated. I do that just for my own sanity, sort of feeling how that rhythm works. Later on, I can go back and I can replace some of these with quarter notes, and maybe there's a different way to view this rhythm. I don't know. Some people look at this and think it's much more difficult to read, and I tend to agree with those people. Now, I don't think that just tying every note together is the right option either, but there's probably some nuanced combination here, like maybe that one. That's a little bit easier to read for everyone involved. Here we go, still going. think I heard another rest. Maybe like a tie here. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the rule is that you should be able to see beats 1 and 3 just like you have it. See, I agree with that too. I'm totally with that. It's so easy to parse a measure when you can split it into two halves in an easy way. And it blows my mind when I see transcriptions that don't do that. People think that those rhythms are intuitive to read. Oh man, the only I love that there's someone here to talk about. Of course there is. Well, one thing that makes a lot of sense is you know, in like Latin rhythms, you'll see rhythm notation like this. You know, ka, do, ka, ba, ba, ba. This kind of breaks the rule a little bit because we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we don't actually clearly see beat 3, but this rhythm is still fairly intuitive to read. So it's not a, you know, that's why you said rule in quotations. I know it's just you can't put a specific rule on it, but in this case, that's how I prefer that rhythm. I'm with you. I agree. Also, since we have a notation nerd here, this really bothers me in the software. That Guitar Pro naturally wants to do that. I have to go in measure by measure and sort of clarify how I want the beaming to work. That's a bummer. Real close to the end here. Sounds like one of these. Luke, I did this before but didn't tab it out, lol. I know, there's sort of this added difficulty when you know you're going to write it down and people are going to look at it, decide if you got it right or not. Which is the can of worms that I've invited into my life. But like I said earlier, if you didn't hear me, I'm definitely going to go over this and try to fix any little mistakes. I really just can't expect myself to get it perfect while I'm sitting here answering questions and everything else. Just getting as close as I can. But if you do happen to snag this for free at lessonswithmarcel.com, I'm probably going to go over it, make sure that it's more correct. Let's keep listening. Is that on the offbeat? That's funky. I think he hits this, he hits that like off the beat. So it comes over on a tie. And then, whoops. And then it sounds like, oh no. Oh no, look at what's happened. All right. It comes over on a tie and this ends up on the beat. Rhythms. So you go all the way down and jump up to this G string again. Kind of a weird thing right there. it sounds like he's jumping around a little bit, which is interesting. And this comes down a little bit. I lost my place. What's happening right there? It's weird, I can hear this note, and then right afterwards I hear like the tail of this G run. Almost like that. That's quite the little funky little thing right there, if that's actually what happens. I'll have to listen to that one again. Yeah, interesting. So we got some strum out, and then we hit the stop time. Good work, gang.
Oh,
And there's our stop time. We'll do it as a quarter note, sort of a beefy one. I don't know, maybe I'll do that one in parentheses or something. I don't really care that much. All right, that's it, gang. Hit me with some applause emojis or something, man. Let's celebrate the end of this while I write into pick strokes. Excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Like that. Like that. Some of these aren't the pick strokes that I think Tony actually plays, but it's how sort of a modern player would interpret it. Like I said, I'm certainly not done with the transcription. I gotta go through and work it a little bit, write in the chords and all that other stuff. I feel good about it though. I'm not worried about it. That's it, folks. See, maybe I can read through some of this. We'll give it a read. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a zoom out so I can see more of it. What's the best way to do that? Maybe I'll take out the sheet music just for a second so I can just read it straight. Yeah, that's not bad. We're gonna break everything, but maybe you can see my guitar now. Oh, that is ugly with the green screen. This is backwards. It should be 2-1. I'm sure someone noticed that and has been screaming in their head the whole time. That ending is funky. Something's going on there that I don't see, but I'll find it later. All right, I don't feel too bad about that. Whoops, trying to kick you out early. Let's go back over here. Am I gonna post this on my channel so you can go more in depth with it? You know, I probably am. sure there'll be if not the live stream and the stream highlights, just one of those. But we'll see what happens. This will end up on the channel. So yeah, let's get this back how it was. Let's make sure we got this saved. Always save your work, folks. And yeah, I'll post it on the channel. Cool. Maybe let's hang out for a second. Anyone have any grand parting words? Anything you just have to let me know, because now is your time. Thank you. That's a good thing to let me know. I do have to get back teaching. I have a little bit more of a break, and then I got to get back in there. But this has been fun hanging out. I'm glad to know that I can just hop on and go live whenever I want, and someone will watch it. So maybe I'll do this more often. I just don't want to be on here talking to no one. Transcribing Tony Rice cold on the shoulder. That oh man, that's a little too real for me. Real life. Yeah, anyone have any suggestions for what I should transcribe next too? You can always leave those. I don't know. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you want to spam me with requests. You do that, because I am interested in those, and I do look at them, and I do try to hit the ones that I see a lot of. If I see the same thing over and over again, I'm gonna try to hit that. I'm gonna try to do that request. It's definitely, I don't want to do things that no one's gonna want to see, but I definitely want to hit some of those deep cuts too. So if you have preferences, let me know. Hey, thanks for watching, man. I have to thank me for all I do. I'd do this no matter what, even if no one was watching. I'll write down Tony Rice all day. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna let you all go. So hopefully I'll see you soon for another live stream. I know some folks aren't gonna be able to catch this, but if you did catch it, I'm glad you did. So I'll see all you folks later.